Sup? It's Greggatron. How's everybody doing? This is a physical update video. The end of the year is coming. Today is December 22nd, 2024. So I figured I'd give a physical update, not for YouTube per se, but for myself, because I like to know where I was this many years ago or that many months ago or whatever. That way I can kind of see the before and after, my progress. Now, I'd like to stay healthy up to the time I'm 40 and some, because after you're 40, from what I've been told, things start to change. I'm 32 years old, and I'd like to pretty much stay close to where I am now. So right now, I weigh about 212, the scale said this morning, which last night it said 215. But normally I fluctuate between 215 and 220. Now, the heaviest I've ever been was 237, 237.2, according to my notebook. So I was big. And I was looking at my workouts back then, and I was doing some crazy stuff. This was a year ago and some change. May of 23, I was 237 pounds. So I was doing some crazy stuff in the gym, eating crazy food, which is cool. It's just like, wow, I forgot I was even that big in the first place. I thought my max weight was like 230. But yeah, no, I was 237. That's almost 240 pounds at one point. Do I want to go back to that point? Not really. I'm cool with being 220, 225 at the most. Because I want to look lean. Now, how I look now is like a smaller version. Because come on, don't go blurry on me. There we go. I wasn't training for 2 weeks because my job, I was working evenings, then I was working days because my boss was off, so I was working for him. Then I was working overtime on top of that. So I was like, I'm not going to train because my sleep schedule was upside down. But I just got it in yesterday. That was fun. I did some shoulders. I did some arms. So, as you can see, I don't look super big, but I still look healthy. And I would rather be shredded. I like to be bigger than I am now, but not that much bigger. And as you can see, the stomach is pretty flat. Which is good. So, we're going to do some poses. You can see the six pack. It's there. I get a lot of practice from posing, from watching like Flex Wheeler and Kevin Larone. Speaking of Kevin Larone, oh yeah, Frank Zane, Sergio Oliva. The pose that Arnold did, that classic pose, that's the one I struggle with, right? Put one leg forward. Actually, no. It's the other leg. Yeah. But I'm trying to stay as healthy as possible for as long as possible. Because when you get to a certain age, it's hard to bounce back. And your health will kind of just fall apart in general. I talk to guys who are a lot older than I am, and they tell me like their shoulder and their neck, different issues with the knee or the back or the hip, you name it. When you get older, things just happen. And my homie, he's in his 60s, he told me getting old sucks. But he was always like a healthy guy, right? So after a certain point, it doesn't matter what you do, your health is gonna deteriorate. But my message to you guys is stay healthy while you're young. Stay healthy as possible for as long as possible. That way when you're in your 60s and 70s, your body will still alter, but you won't be affected as much. You know what I'm saying? Make the right decisions with your health. And don't think, oh, I'm still young, I'll be alright. Nah, man. I don't think you should take your health for granted. Because there's certain things you could do now or that you're doing currently that could alter and affect your future health. You know what I'm saying? So don't even put yourself there. You know what I'm saying? Just be smart. Like, if you know you're genetically predisposed to whatever disease, don't then eat that food to make that possible. That's dumb. That doesn't make sense. And if you're overweight, it's even that much harder to lose weight when you get older. So that's not a good thing. Be fit. Get it in. And forget about that New Year's resolution crap. No. You should be on point throughout the year. You want to be on point throughout your life. Not just in January and February. They need to do away with that New Year's resolution stuff. That's so stupid. Because no one really does it anyway. But yeah, there was something else I wanted to say. What was it? So like I said, I'm 212, 215 now, but I understand I have the capacity to lose weight or gain weight, which is kind of interesting. I'm at that point now where I could go one way or the other. So if I want to gain weight, I'll eat a ton of food, try to eat the right foods, and I'll lift crazy heavy weight in the gym. Like just blow the body up, blow the body up, blow the body up. But if I want to lose the weight, kind of like I did now, I can just, A, not train for 2 weeks, and B, don't eat so dang on much. So, there's no secret. And I don't know what my body fat is. I remember when I was in high school, it was like 8%. So, with my look now, I'm probably between 15 and 20% body fat. Possibly. But what are your thoughts on fitness? To me, fitness is everything, man. And I've had people tell me, like yesterday on the job, you look like you do a lot of shoulders, buddy. You do a lot of traps. But little do they know, I hadn't trained in 2 weeks. So that's how important it is to be fit. You want to be to the point where you can take off for a week, 2 weeks, 3, 4 weeks, and still look good. To where the average common person still thinks, you must be in the gym all the time. No, not really. But you want to go hard early on to build that physique, to sculpt that frame. And then when you take your rest, you can kind of just take the training or leave it. You don't have to train as much when you get older because it's already there. The physique is already behind you. All you're doing at this point is maintaining it. So I don't even want to think of it as not training for 2 weeks. I'm thinking of it more so as 2 weeks of rest. And it's not even rest because I was still working my job. So one thing I hear people say is, oh, I can't get back in the gym because I don't have the inspiration, right? I don't know how to get back. Well, don't even think about it as coming back. Think about it as you were just resting this whole time. And the thing about the body, my body in particular, my body wants to make gains. That's crazy to me. I felt last week like my body was actually talking to me saying, yo, it's time to get back on the weights. It's time to lift weights. And I remember I was working my job. It's so weird. I'm like talking to my own body like, okay, we're gonna get in the gym. Oh, we're gonna get in the gym. And when I finally got in the gym yesterday in my garage, it was kind of like I never left. Because my body, what's the word I'm looking for? It responds extremely well during and after a workout. Even if I haven't been training for a long period of time, it's like I bounce right back. So once that happens, then you eat some good protein, some good food. It's like my physique will go exactly the way it was before I stopped. And I don't know if that's my genetics or if that's my metabolism or what. It's probably a little bit of both. But from my understanding, the older you get, the slower your metabolism will become. So the slower it will take to bounce back, which is fine. But I feel like I'm blessed, that's the word, I'm blessed in the sense that I can stop training for weeks and then train again, and out of nowhere, it's like I'm back. It's like I never left the gym. So if somebody tells you you need to train all the time, you need to train every day, that's a lie. That's a lie. If you're doing cardio, okay, whatever. But don't let somebody tell you you need to train 5 days a week. That's the biggest lie, the biggest misconception ever. But yeah. I hope everybody takes care of themselves, because this ain't no joke. This ain't nothing to play with. You don't want to walk around with diabetes. You don't want to walk around with high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I've known people who had toes removed. I know people who have had feet removed because they didn't take that stuff seriously. And it's just food. Like, it's not that important. You don't have to be obese. You don't have to overeat. You don't have to do that. There's other things you can do. All vices are quote unquote bad, but you don't want to overeat, be a glutton. It's not worth it. It's not worth your friends and family seeing you in the hospital and you got tubes in your nose and all this stuff, and they're trying to make a decision for you because you can't make it yourself, or you got body parts that need taken off because you didn't take care of yourself. I don't feel sorry for those people because they did it to themselves. Like, you ate that food. No one ate it for you. Even if someone buys the food for you, you don't have to eat it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not like a nutritionist. I'm not a health expert. I just see calories in, calories out. And I just see be active, train when the spirit hits you, and go hard when you do. That's really it. Like, there's nothing else to it. It's not magic. Yes, it is a science. There's science behind it, but think about the caveman and the Neanderthal. Like, they didn't know anything as far as physical fitness, but they were just fit because they didn't have a choice but to be fit. They had to hunt, they had to run, they had to chase their prey or stalk it and chase it if it got away. But the food they had back then was nothing like the food we have today. That's another issue, which that's probably a different video. Don't get me started on the food. But yeah, I just wish everybody could be healthy. Like, could you imagine if the whole country was healthy? Could you imagine how better off we would be as a people? We'd be like the Saiyan race. We'd be like the 300 Spartans. And I'm not saying I have the physique of a Spartan, but I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can do better than I am now. You can always do better. I know people in the gym who are pushing 60, maybe 60s. Some are older, some are younger. But they're all, a lot of them in their 50s and 60s. And they look better now than they did when they were 40 and 30. Because they stayed at it and they took it serious throughout the years, or they turned a new leaf and they took it serious as they got older. But many of them were fit the entire time. So people think, well, you guys are just in the gym all the time. It's like, no, they just took it serious as they got older. Like, they took it serious when they were my age, and they're still dedicated to this day. That's what inspires me when I talk to those people. Because it's not just a young man's game. It's not just a young man's sport. Fitness is for everybody. Everybody should be fit. You feel me? I see videos on YouTube where guys who are missing an arm or a leg, they're still bench pressing with one arm. You feel me? Like, to me, that's incredible. Or there's people who are like rock climbing with no legs, and they're still getting it in. Like, come on. You can't tell me that you cannot do. Everybody has the capacity to do great things. Whether it's physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, what have you. Just think about that. Could you imagine knowing you have the capacity to do great, but you're just not paying attention to it, and you just don't want to do it, and you're just focused on everything but being great? Everybody has the capacity to be great at something. You just gotta find what that is. And I'm not even saying my capacity to be great is great and lifting weights. No, there's different things. I used to draw when I was growing up. I used to do track, cross country, briefly. Even academics, there's always that one topic that you excel in over everything else. You gotta find that stuff. Or let it find you. Like finances. You can trade stocks, you can do anything. You shouldn't even be broke in America, to be honest. Like, once my homie explained to me about stocks, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You should have money in your pocket. You should find ways to make money in your sleep. If you're not making money and you're not making gains, what are you really doing? No, seriously. Are you drinking? Are you smoking? What? You only live once. I'm trying to get my life together now. People ask me what's important for me. I just want to live my life. I just want to work and pay my house off. That's it. That is it. And make gains, which make gains goes with living my life. But yeah, if you're not making gains, whether it be money or spiritual gains or physical gains, what are you doing? What are you doing? My nephew, he's 4. And I always say to him, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And then I'm like, I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. I'm just asking what you're doing. It's like when somebody says, watch your attitude. And that person's like, what's wrong with my attitude? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying watch it. Yeah, but yep. So New Year's next year, I'll probably hopefully be where I am now as far as the physical thing. But again, actually I take that back. I should be better. I should be better. Financially, I should be in a better spot because my house is closer and closer to being paid off. Work overtime. That's another thing. Work overtime. Pay your house off. so you have less to worry about. And do it while you're young. I feel like this video is for my future self, so I can see where I was in 2024. And that's kind of the purpose to these videos. Because you know how your phone will go out, or your stuff will get erased or deleted or whatever? Well, not everything's going to be backed up. Not everything is on your hard drive or cyberspace or whatever. So that's one of the reasons why I do this channel, is so I can see the growth. Because when I watch my old videos from like day one, it's like weird watching my old videos. I'm like, oh, that's it's so weird, from like high school. But yeah, work overtime, pay your house off, make gains, don't have kids with women who you don't even like. You shouldn't even be sleeping with them, to be honest. Don't even lay in bed with a woman who you have no intention of raising a family with. How about that? Yeah. But I think that's all. Because I talk to a lot of young guys and they're just all over the place. Got babies with women 10 years older than them. And the women are crazy. Straight crazy. But I thought this video was about fitness. I'm over here talking real talk to y'all. This is real truth. Real facts. Not F-A-C-T-S. No, F-A-X. Facts. That's what the new kids say. And then they say type stuff and bet. Anyway, I'll probably make some more videos before the year's over. But it's Greggatron. Hope you like this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Make gains. Shout out to Mike Rashid. Shout out to Bond. Shout out to the good people watching at home. Shout out to Ronnie Coleman. Just shout out to trying to help people and do the right thing and spreading good advice. Because I'm all for that. Oh yeah. Alright. That's enough. And shout out to my barber. What the? My barber be getting me right. Yes, sir. Alright, that's enough.